Great. Here we are as ICF members with a chance to talk with Jack Canfield. Absolute pleasure. Thank you, Jack, for taking a few moments.
My pleasure.
Thank you. So, coaching world is a big world. Here in the Middle East, we're relatively new to it. It would be really interesting to get a couple insights about coaching industry from your experience, about what are the trends, where are we going, what are the things we need to be aware of as coaches as the market develops, especially for us out of the sort of market that you're working in.
Well, I think the market's expanding rapidly. I think more and more people are becoming aware that having a coach is important. I think part of, when you are a coach, you need to be marketing this from the point of view that nobody makes it in sports without a coach, and nobody makes it in life really without somebody that mentors or coaches them. And the value of a coach is the coach can see things that other people can't see. If you go to have your golf swing looked at by a golf pro, they can see things that you can't see, and they have made a profession of being supportive and helping people work through their blocks, work through solving the problems they have. So I think the biggest challenge in coaching right now is learning how to market this in such a way that people realize the value in it. I have friends who are coaches that have people that pay them $100,000 a year to be in their coaching programs. You only have to have 5 coachees in order to be very successful doing that. So, but what they've been able to do is prove to the people the value. So if I'm selling you something that's going to make you a millionaire, what's that worth to you? And so a lot of people, because we haven't had the experience of coaching growing up, we often feel like it's not that valuable if you've never experienced it as a client. And so the coaches, I think the biggest thing you have to do is realize that it's important to market this correctly and enroll people correctly in it. I have a friend, he has a website called coacheswithclients.com, and so there are things you can learn. I think a lot of times coaches are people that are so into helping people, they don't want to look, commercial. They don't want to look like they're greedy. They want to look like they're coming from love. And so they don't end up marketing and selling and enrolling at a level that really makes their life worthwhile. And here's the thing I would say is you have to think about that what you have is so valuable that if you're not enrolling people, you are doing them a disservice. Mm-hmm. It's like having the cure to cancer and going like, well, I don't want to tell anyone I have it. It might upset them. I don't want to look pushy. You know what I mean? So I think that's a big issue. The other thing I see that's happening with coaching is there's a lot more going on now with telecoaching and with coaching online. And I think that's valuable. And coaching in groups, that's a big piece too, because you can bring people together. I think often coaches think everything has to be one-on-one. And I think that's a mistake, because if you go out and you speak, people want to come and hear you. Then they know you have value, and then you can say, and by the way, I coach people, and you get a lot more people. If you're coaching in a group, you can have a lot of impact, and you get more impact for less hours extended. And what I've found too is when people are coaching in a group, even though we may work with one person in that hour or 2 or 3 or whatever, is everyone else gets value. Because we all have pretty much the same issues. It's not like there's that much, that's unique to people, although there's some things obviously that are. And then I think the last thing I would say is that coaching is starting to be niched very, it's like when we did our first Chicken Soup for the Soul book, it was Chicken Soup for the Soul. Then it was a second cup, a third helping, a fourth bowl, a fifth tureen, whatever the heck it was, And then all of a sudden someone said, well, what about Chicken Soup for the Woman's Soul? What about Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul? So we started doing these niche books, and all of a sudden people are going, wow, that's for me. It got named for me. So if we do coaching for executive women, or we do coaching for, kids that are coming out of transitioning from college, or coaching for people that are transitioning in their careers, if we have niche marketing program, we pretty much do the same coaching, but it's really about how people become identified with us. So I think those are some of the things that I'm seeing going on in the coaching world.
Jack, so fantastic, really useful information for our coaches, and we appreciate that from the ICF perspective. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Thank you for asking me.